Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out the new Valorant video, Why We Fight. Okay, so we haven't done any video game related videos yet, and just so you know, we both play a crap ton of Valorant.
Yeah.
All the time. And yeah, so this is kind of exciting for us. We finally get to do something that's very closely related to what we're both into.
And close to our hearts, because
Yes.
I gotta tell you, Valorant is like the love of my life, right? Like I don't think I've ever fallen quite so hard for a game as I have Valorant, and it really does occupy an obscene amount of my free time. So
Yeah, and honestly, I'm surprised. I've said this a numerous amount of times throughout, your Valorant career, because when we met, you weren't playing Valorant, and so
I didn't play shooters at all.
yeah. So but me and my friends had a hunch that we were just like, hey, maybe she might like Valorant, because it does actually have a pretty strong community of women in there as well, and not that I can explain why Valorant connects with women. I just know that there's a lot of women that play it. Someone's like, well, if they like it, then maybe Mao might like it too. Maybe there's something in there for you. And so, but it's really cool that you got so attached to it and really got into it. I would probably even argue and say that she's more into it than I am. And
easily, for sure.
Yeah, and so, so yeah, I'm really excited to see what this video is about, and I'm sure it's maybe gonna add some to some of our characters.
And I love Valorant lore. I love Valorant lore. I love all of the agents and their personality. Riot has done something so fucking cool with Valorant. It's a living organism. Like, you feel a part of this world that they've built. Like, it's not like you have, characters in other games and they're cool or whatever and you have attachments, but this isn't this goes beyond affection for me. I feel these characters, these agents in my soul. Even just hearing their voice lines at the beginning of matches and things like that can do things to my heart. Make it flutter a little bit, just because the interactions between Gecko and Reno, things like that. They just do so many cool things. I love all of the agents, and I really feel when you do have that strong of a connection, it just makes videos like this that Riot releases so much more impactful, right? Because I am attached and invested to everything that's going on, and so I'm ready to be upset or happy. I don't know. I've heard it's sad.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead.
I know.
Okay, so I almost forgot to do my little thing. So guys, before we check this out, feel free to check out our memberships. You get early access to videos like these. They're only $1, and there's also anime reactions. So let's go ahead and do this thing.
Already, my boy.
So, Sage main, but also Brim.
Brim off main. Like most women.
Walking down the only road that's available, the only person I see is everybody else but you. Try to get a one-way ticket, but something's missing. I'm on my knees. Lord, please, Lord, save me. Come on, come here, come out and let me.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. I don't want to get emotional.
Do you look.
Come on, come here, come out and let me breathe. Let me breathe. Oh, what?
Wow.
I pray that my jealousy don't turn to evil, and I pray that the world is in shape.
Oh no! Oh no! No! Wait, I'm not ready. Oh god!
You can't lose your shit, because I'm about to, alright?
Oh god! Here, back to KJ, so I don't care. We're fine.
Heaven,
have to believe this is just a parallel world, and it's not our people. Really good song too.
Just let me breathe. Oh, I pray that my jealousy don't turn into evil. And I pray that
The imagery in this is absolutely. Oh no.
I pray that my jealousy don't turn into evil. And I pray that the world doesn't shape of my ego. I pray my ego, that the world doesn't shape of my ego.
This is probably the best looking video they've done.
That the world doesn't shape up my ego.
Okay, so holy shit.
Yeah, I almost lost my shit like 3 or 4 times in that video.
The Reyna, like I actually like when Reyna hit her. No. Hold on, I need a second.
Do you need a moment?
Oh, okay, wait. When... You know what happened? You were there. You saw.
I'll talk for a bit. Yeah, like I don't know about you, but like when I watch things that are like visually like so beautiful, sometimes
Sure.
I will just cry with just that, even if it's not even a sad thing, it could just be visually just amazing, and like I get teary-eyed with stuff like that. So like the fact that that was like not only visually amazing, but also there's like sad stuff going on at the same time, like it was hitting me from like all different angles basically.
Yeah.
And I don't even care about KJ, but I care about KJ in that, and then Reyna, and actually even like Sage, like just like I've never seen Sage be like that like distraught before, like while doing whatever, and
Right.
like she's never had that look in
Like
her face
putting
before.
her full like life force
Yeah.
into what she was doing and trying to save KJ, right?
Yeah.
Like I think not being particularly attached to KJ kept me from like really losing my shit. If I just don't care about KJ, like it's sorry. I wish I
Yeah.
did. So that kept me from, but I do, but seeing Ray's reaction to KJ
Yeah.
hit my heart.
Yeah.
And her, like, particularly at the end when she was just so like joyful.
Yeah, especially when KJ like came back. That's also combined with like what Sage is doing, and then
Right.
Ray's reaction, and then there's KJ. So it's like it's involving multiple characters that may not even be in the same place at the
Right.
same time.
Intersplicing images of other agents losing people that they love with what's going on with Ray's and kid Reyna and her sister, Phoenix and his sister. Was Gecko in there with someone? I swear I saw Gecko with someone, but I'm not.
I don't remember Gecko.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like that was so impactful because it just kind of like shows you how much like loss there is in the universe, right? Like how devastating some of these things are to these characters. It was just beautiful the way that it was done. Super like melancholy, but like it didn't feel gratuitous. It didn't feel like they were just like doing it for like to stir your emotions. They did it because
No,
like
yeah.
we care about these agents. We care about these storylines.
Yeah, there were some positive notes in there too, so it wasn't just like, oh,
Yeah.
we're just gonna wipe people out, because like, 'cause I don't know, did technically anybody die in that?
No, I don't think so.
Like, you
But
know,
what I do have the question is, whatever that was obviously very exhaustive to Sage. So I am now curious as to what she lost.
it looked like we were watching a group from another world try to res KJ and not being successful, really.
Yeah.
But then we fly over to our world, I guess, and then KJ does come back, and then that Sage from that world is like, you know, they look like they're going through something too, because maybe they were trying to do the same thing, and maybe they had pulled a life force from the other KJ into this one, maybe.
Oh, that's interesting. Like universes kind of colliding, sort of,
Yeah, like maybe
or
like
dripping into,
you know,
spilling into each other.
yeah, like I don't know if there's already lore that explains where the life forces come from. I just know that we always get teased about it in the voice lines.
That is one thing I wanted to mention, because
Yeah.
I was being flippant during a match when I think it's Omen says, Sage,
Yeah.
do you know where
Yeah.
like when you take life, where does it come from, or who are you taking? Something along those lines.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I made it. I was like, no. Does that have like some sort of destructive quality to herself when is the life force she's taking her own?
My theory, just from that video, like, because obviously I think you're right that it does obviously cause her some kind of
There's
stress.
a cost.
Yeah, like it definitely like drains her of something, and like, but I'm wondering if the life force she's pulling to give back to somebody, if it's coming from a parallel person from a different world, and
Right.
goes into this person.
The implications and consequences of that could be really interesting. They
Yeah, yeah.
would explore it further.
Yeah, that's at least, you know, that's kind of what I put together from this video. You know, maybe you guys have a different idea.
I think it was intentionally ambiguous. I don't
Mhm.
think we're supposed to like walk away from that with any clear answers.
Yeah,
And
could have just been a stylistic choice too.
Yeah.
And the editing or whatever, and like they're just kind of like, maybe for the sake of story, maybe they're just
Right.
doing that, you know. So who knows?
and it definitely felt like the atmosphere of despair was really like beautifully crafted there. Like I felt like it felt bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even at the end, I feel like the end was so ambiguous that I don't know that it was a happy ending in that, you know, Ray's got her KJ back, but like it didn't feel happy. There was still like
Yeah.
like you knew something was still broken.
Yeah, like even though it technically should have been a happy ending, it didn't feel happy, you know, because like you said, it felt like something was lost anyway, or that damage was done, and even though we were able to recoup something, we are not the same as we were before it happened, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Maybe that's just like a common trope for battle, right? Like you never
Yeah.
come out of it fully whole. You always leave a piece of yourself behind, or something inside of you is irreparably broken.
Hmm.
So maybe that's just like an analogy for war.
Yeah. The music too. They usually, sometimes Riot will pick music that I normally wouldn't listen to, like on my own, but they'll pick a song that just perfectly fits the entire thing, or they at least, you know, have a song and then they build something around it that perfectly fits like the mood of that song, and like, you know, so I feel like everything was popping off, like the music, the visuals, cinematography, all that stuff.
I don't like the song.
You didn't like the song?
I don't like the song.
Like I said, it's not something I normally would listen to, but I
Yeah.
think for the video, I think it absolutely works. That was like way more dramatic than I thought it was gonna be.
It was so well done. That
Yeah.
was so beautifully, lovingly crafted. I really appreciate, I think that Riot knows how neurotically attached we all are to these characters, these
Yeah.
agents, and doing something like this, you have to be so careful, right? Because like there's so many people's emotions and hearts invested in this, and I think they did a really good job with it. I think it was beautiful and impactful in every way it should have been, and it didn't feel like they made this lightly,
Yeah.
you know?
I think most of us have been saying this for a long time. They really need to make a Valorant.
Give us a Netflix show!
Give us a Valorant show
Yeah.
or a movie, whatever. I think we'd rather have a show and have
Yes, I would rather
hours
show.
upon hours of content.
I mean, the characters and again their personalities are so crazy. Like they're so individual and distinct, and they're funny or serious or whatever it is, and to just give us these little snippets feels like such a waste. Like I want more.
Yeah, it really feels like you really could do something with these characters, which is interesting because if you just had the game by itself, you know, there would only be so much, and so
Your girl didn't make it.
Yeah, Deadlock's one of my mains, I think. Nobody smokes, so I have to do Omen a lot. So, and then I also like Vipers. Maybe I'm a Viper main. I don't know. I like to play multiple people. Anyway, there was no Viper in this video.
There was no Viper, there was no Omen, and there was no Deadlock. So
No.
fuck you in particular, I guess.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I hate this video. It didn't have anything I liked at all. No, and that's fine. You know, like eventually, you know,
We'll circle around.
There's a rotation,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So
It was extraordinarily well done. And as a fan, which I feel is probably the only barometer that really matters when it comes to a video like this, it was fantastic.
yeah, it kind of gave me James Bond vibes a little bit with the way we were kind of like transitioning into one scene to another, and like you don't understand what I'm saying to you. No. so for you guys, like James Bond in the intros for James Bond movies, there's usually like these really crazy cinematic things that fly at the screen and transition to one thing to another. It's an interesting visual. Maybe not to some people, but it had a little bit of that vibe. Anyway, it's a beautiful video. In my opinion, I mean, there's still other videos I love a lot, but in terms of just the creativity of how one thing transitions into another and how this story is being told in this video, I kind of feel like this is probably like peak Valorant right here.
Yeah. They were going for the heartstrings on this one for sure, and I think they succeeded.
And they've kind of done that in previous videos, like
To
heartstring
this
type stuff,
extent though.
but not to this extent.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
true.
it was a lot in this one.
This was like
it was pure emotion.
this was like make you cry type
Yeah.
stuff. So okay,
I liked it.
what she said, yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. Let us know what you want us to check out next in the comments below. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you later.